and welcome to today's class, Building Stress Resilience. Life is never straightforward and we all experience stress to some extent, especially now. But prolonged periods of stress can lead to physical, emotional and mental imbalances. So we might feel irritated, we might feel angry, we might experience frequent colds, heartburn or even indigestion. So it's our brain that constantly communicates with our body through the autonomic nervous system. So there's that sympathetic nervous system, the fight, flight, or even freeze response. So when our muscles tense, we get ready to escape, to run. And there's the parasympathetic nervous system, or rest and digest, when we feel calm and content. So it's about really finding mechanisms to respond to life's challenges rather than to react and bounce back after those quite challenging situations. So yoga is the perfect antidote to bring us to enable being more aware of how we feel, to work with our breath. Is the breath shallow? Is the breath deep? And to use physical postures to move between those two states, between the sympathetic nervous system, more mobilizing postures, mobilizing more energy, and those parasympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system, so those more calming, grounding postures. So what do you need today? You need a little bit of space to move, a yoga mat, an exercise mat, a drink to keep you hydrated, some water maybe. I'd also recommend having a blanket, maybe, so we will be on our knees, maybe just for comfort or towards the end for relaxation. So get ready and come into a comfortable seated position. So it could be with your legs crossed or just any comfortable position where you can stay for a few moments. And bring your left hand onto your heart or just about the breastbone, and your right hand onto your tummy. So you can have your eyes closed or soft gaze towards the floor. And just notice how you feel. Notice how your breath moves. Maybe it's up here in your chest, maybe it's down here in your tummy. So feel your heartbeat, the warmth of your hands. And then I invite you to take a couple of long, slow, deep breaths in through your nose. And exhale either out through your nose or through your mouth. Breathing in through your nose. And slowly and fully breathing out through your nose or through your mouth. Hugging your navel back towards your spine. Last inhale through your nose. And exhale slowly, fully, either out through your nose or through your mouth. Slowly hugging your navel back towards the spine. Start to relax your shoulders. Soften your skin. And continue on those, or focusing on those long, slow, deep breaths, directing the breath into your tummy. So your tummy maybe slightly rises on the inhale, and on the exhale, hugging your navel back towards your spine. Inhaling, tummy comes out a little bit, exhaling, softening, and hugging your navel back towards your spine. So take another 2 deep breaths. And then very slowly, if you had your eyes closed, open your eyes, bring your hands down onto your knees perhaps, and bring your chin towards your chest. So slowly start to roll your head from one side to the other. So just stretching the neck, mobilizing the neck. So coming back to center and interlace your hands, push the palms away from you, push the arms away from you. Inhale, reach the arms up, lengthen. And as you exhale, bring the chin towards your chest, round the upper back, bring the arms towards the earth. Inhale, reach up, lengthen. Exhale, bring chin towards the chest, round the upper back, drawing the hands down towards the floor. Last one here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Then release your hands, bring the right hand forward, left hand back. Slight twist, looking towards your left shoulder. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, left hand forward, right arm back. One more on each side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right arm forward, left hand back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, left hand forward, right hand back. Coming back to center and onto all fours. So if your knees feel sensitive, feel free to bring a blanket underneath your knees. So our hands underneath our shoulders, our knees are about hip distance apart. So coming into some cat and cows to gently mobilize the spine. So on the inhale, lengthen spine. Lift the chest, look forward. Exhale, draw the navel in, rounding the spine, looking towards your knees, towards your feet. Inhale, release, lengthen, lift the chest. Exhale, draw the navel in, rounding the spine, pushing the floor away from you. Inhale, lengthen, lift the chest. Exhale, draw the navel in, rounding the spine. Release the neck, release the head. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. So from here, coming back to neutral tabletop, shift the hips back, coming into child's pose. So there are a couple of options here. If it feels compressing on your tummy, take big toes together, knees out wide, shifting the hips back, maybe even leaving the hips up a little bit. Bring forearms together, or maybe even palms, resting your forehead. Staying for 2 deep breaths. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling, softening the body. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling fully. Then coming back into tabletop, so bring your hands underneath your shoulders, knees about hip distance apart. Curl the toes under, shift the weight back. Spread through your fingers. Lift the knees off the floor, shift the hips back and up. Coming into downward dog. So maybe pedal your feet, bending one knee at a time. Continue with those long, slow, deep belly breaths. One more breath. And then bend your knees and slowly walk towards your hands. Keep the knees bent, relax your neck, relax your head, and then slowly come up to standing. Roll the shoulders back. So we're mobilizing the whole body and increasing blood circulation. Step to the front of your mat with a couple of sun salutations. So inhale, bring the arms up, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, shift the hips back, fold forward, head, neck relaxed. Inhale, halfway lift, straight back, look forward. Exhale, folding forward, hands down, step back with your left foot, step back with your right foot, coming into plank. So find your position, engage your tummy, stay for 1 deep breath. And then bring knees, chest and chin down. Keep your elbows hugged towards your rib cage. Engage your legs, firm the belly. Roll the shoulders back, lift up into mini cobra. Exhale, folding forward. Press into your hands, coming back into tabletop. Curl the toes under, lift the knees, shift the hips back and up. Downward dog. Staying here for 2 deep breaths. So long, slow, deep belly breaths. And then slowly walk your feet towards your hands. Keep the knees generously bent. Tummy and thigh make contact with each other. Head, neck relaxed. Inhale, reach the arms up. Palms together, bring your hands towards the heart center. Take a moment to center yourself. Inhale, reach the arms up. 1 more round. Exhale, bend your knees, shift the hips back, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, folding forward, hands down, step back into plank. So find your plank, activate your tummy. One deep breath. Bring knees, chest, chin down towards the floor. Stretch out your legs. Activate your legs. Firm your belly, hug your elbows towards the ribcage. Roll the shoulders back, lift up. Exhale, folding forward. Press into your hands, coming into tabletop and downward dog. 2 deep breaths. Bend your knees, shift the hips back and up. And then slowly walk your hands towards your feet, knees bend, head, neck relaxed. And then on the inhale, coming up back to standing, palms together, and bring them towards the heart center. So take a moment to notice your breath. So bring your left hand onto your heart center, right hand onto your tummy, same as the beginning. Breathing in through your nose, and slowly exhaling out through your nose or through your mouth. So just noticing how the body feels, noticing how the breath flows, noticing your heart rate, just checking in. So from here, stepping back with your right foot. So your left foot is parallel to the long edge of your mat. Your right foot is not exactly parallel to the short edge of the mat, just slightly turned in. So take your arms out wide, shift the right hip back, reach forward, and then bring the left hand towards the left thigh, reach your right arm up and over. Feel that length it creates. Inhale, bend the front knee, coming up, lengthening through the left arm. Exhale, coming forward, left hand towards your left thigh, right arm up and over. Bending the front knee, coming back up, lengthen. Exhale, shifting the right hip back, coming forward. Seeking length, front knee bend, coming back up. This time we stay a little bit longer, so tilt forward. So bring your right hand onto your lower back, roll the right shoulder back so the navel opens up. So I will stay here, keep the neck where it's comfortable. Perhaps you want to bring your right arm up, maybe even up and over. So pick what's right for you and breathe. Root through your feet. Couple of deep breaths. And then bend your left knee, coming back up to standing. Turn both feet so they're parallel. So bring your hands onto your hips. Bend your knees, shift the hips back. So hands on your thighs and then slowly fold forward. So I'm keeping my hands on my shins. You can keep them on your thighs, shins maybe even towards the floor. Forward fold. So release your neck, release your head. Maybe even shake out your head. Say yes, say no. 2 deep breaths. So activating here once more the parasympathetic nervous system. Bend your knees, come up to standing. Turn the right foot out. So same on the opposite side. Turn the left foot in a little bit so the hips point towards the left corner of your mat. Arms out wide. Shift the left hips back. Reach forward. Bring your right hand down, left arm up, maybe over. So inhale, bending the front knee, coming back up, lengthen. Exhale, coming forward, windmilling your arms forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, shift the left hip back. Right arm comes down, left arm perhaps up overhead. So bend the front knee, come back up. This time we stay a little bit longer, so right arm on your left thigh, right shin, maybe left hand onto your sacrum. So keep the neck where it's comfortable, roll the left shoulder back, opening up for the side. Couple of deep breaths, feel that length it creates. Maybe take the left arm up, maybe even up and overhead. So one more breath, and then slowly bend your knee, come back up to standing, turn the right foot in, feet are parallel once more, hands on your hips, bend your knees, shift the hips back, folding forward. So keep your hands on your thighs, your shins on the floor. 2 deep breaths. And then slowly press into your feet, bend your knees, come back up to standing. Once more, bring your left hand onto your heart, right hand onto your tummy, checking in with yourself, with your breath. You can close your eyes. It's more of an inward-looking perspective, so tuning in. Long, slow, deep belly breath. And from here, bring the feet together, coming into chair pose. So have the feet about hip distance apart, bend your knees, sit back in almost your invisible chair. So bring the arms out alongside your ears. So draw the navel in, breathe. So it's quite a strong pose, activating your legs, your core. One more deep breath, and then folding forward. Keep your knees bent, relax your neck, relax your head. One deep breath. So coming back into child's pose, into chair pose, bend your knees, bring the arms up. Find your comfortable seat. If your arms are getting heavy, take them either out a little bit further, as if you're holding a beach ball, or bring them onto your hips. 2 more deep belly breaths. And then slowly folding forward, release the neck, release your head. Bringing, or holding opposite elbows, so tummy and thighs come together. Maybe even sway from side to side. Once more, coming back into that parasympathetic nervous state. And then slowly rolling up to standing, vertebra by vertebra. So upper back, neck, shoulders, last. So once more, take your left hand onto your heart center, right hand onto your belly. Notice how you feel. Focusing on deep, slow, full breaths. And then release your hands and find your way to come to the floor. So coming into side plank. So there are a couple of options. So bring your left forearm or left elbow underneath your shoulders. So your legs stacked on top of each other. You can take the right foot forward. So that's a little bit of an easier option and perfectly fine to do. So on the inhale, lift the left waist, left hip off the floor. Maybe take your hand onto your right waist. Continue to breathe. Maybe even bring the arm up and over, lengthen. So it's less about creating muscle strength, but more about working with your breath and getting that energy flowing. So one more breath, and then bring the arm back down, waist back down, come onto your belly, and bring the forearms together and the feet to the outside edges of your mat. So the heels can turn inward, the toes point out to the left and the right. Resting your forehead on your forearms, Crocodile Pose. If the feet feel uncomfortable, you can turn them in so the ankles roll out. So finding once more that deep belly breath. So feel that compression of your tummy against the floor. So with every exhale, allow the lower back to release. Inhale, bring a little bit more room. So one more breath. And then slowly coming back out of the posture, doing the second side. So I'm just turning around, bring my right hand, right forearm almost parallel to the short edge of my mat, elbow underneath my shoulder. You can always take a blanket underneath your elbow, step the left foot forward. So lifting the right hip up, maybe left hand rests on my waist. Continue to breathe and smile. Maybe the left arm comes up, maybe even over, so really seeking length. One more breath, and then slowly bring the arm down, bring the hips down. Once more, come into Crocodile Pose, so forearms together, feet out to the outside edges of your mat, resting your forehead. Deep, nourishing belly breaths. So take one more deep breath. Feel the tummy pressing against the floor, and exhale, release the lower back. So from here, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, pressing up into tabletop. Take the big toes together, the knees out wide, shifting into child's pose. So once more, you can bring the palms together, the forearms together, maybe fists on top of each other. Stretching out the lower back. Opening up for the hips. So 2 more deep breaths. Finding that calmness, that stillness, activating once more that parasympathetic branch. Feeling safe, feeling protected. So from here, bring your hands back onto floor, shifting up into tabletop, and find a comfortable seated position. So take your legs out in front of you, knees bend, you can even press your heels against or into the floor. So take your hands alongside your buttocks and maybe even wiggling on your sitting bones, so finding length for your spine. So we come into a forward fold. So from here, start to walk your hands towards your feet. So make sure tummy and thighs make contact with each other, and then slowly allow the neck and head to release. So from here you can press into your heels, so the heels slide away as you move closer towards the earth. On the inhale, lift, exhale, slowly release. Couple of more breaths. Inhale, lift, and exhale, release. So a couple of more breaths. So it's once more a calming posture. More inward looking. So take one more deep inhale and one full exhale. And then slowly walk your hands back towards your seat. Lift your bottom forwards towards your heels, and then come into a resting position on your back. So you can either have your knees bent or the legs stretched out in front of you, so coming into relaxation. So you can take your palms alongside your body, so the feet roll out open. Maybe bring a blanket underneath your head, underneath your knees. I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or have a soft gaze. So allowing the body to bring the practice together. So connecting to your natural breath. Allow the body to settle, allow the muscles to soften, allow the skin to soften. So you're welcome to stay as long as you feel comfortable, as you want to relax. So once you come out of the posture, just simply bring the knees towards your chest and roll over to one side, coming back into a seated position. Thank you very much for joining me today's class of building stress resilience. If you enjoyed it, please comment, please like and subscribe to this channel. Namaste.